Hey everybody, it's Steve Asher, and you are listening to House of Asher. It's going to be a short one. First of all, thank you guys for supporting me. Always make sure to go to steveasher.studio.com, and that takes you to all the different stuff I'm involved in. But, you know, I'm sitting here looking out my front bay windows, watching the neighbors' buildings more or less set under a very light dusting of snow. Not much has happened so far, and it's been over an hour since we were supposed to be getting the heavier stuff, and we've just not got much. I know someone said this could be up to like 2,300 or more mile stretch of bad weather. Again, I've not seen a lot, and I'm not complaining. We were supposedly getting a lot of ice. I hope all that goes away. People have absolutely lost their minds about this weather. But, there's a lot of old timers. I'm one of them that remember, some years of bad weather like this, especially with ice taking out power lines and made people's lives pretty bad. Thank God I have propane heat here, so we will not freeze, and we will have some light, worst case, if at nighttime the power goes down. But I was kind of thinking, you always hear people talk about, it was a dark and stormy night whenever they talk about paranormal stuff and freaky stuff and scary stuff. But, if when you tie in stuff like Christmas and you tie in, inclement, just different type of inclement weather, that you will have seemingly more activity. And I don't know if there's energy in the weather. I know they talk about thunder and lightning and thunderstorms and stuff. I don't know exactly what's in a snowstorm. Maybe it whips up the air more. I don't know. I guess I'd have to do a little bit more research before I could say. I am curious if any of you guys know anything about it. Any junior meteorologists or whatever out there, you want to leave something in the comments down there. I'd appreciate it. Or anybody who's had any sort of similar type situations like this. Now, I know water by nature tends to tie in with these stories. I've heard a lot of naval paranormal stories, things like that. Also places where water is pretty scarce. Desert situations, kind of like Fallujah, Desert Storm type stuff. A lot of people reported seeing strange beings, strange energies, strange whatever. Sometimes they think they're having a loved one who's passed calling their name. Obviously, it's not them, especially thousands of miles away from home on another whole other part of the planet. But I always thought that was kind of interesting, and I will keep monitoring this storm and maybe do a little update later. It all sort of depends. I've been dealing with different things, working on different projects, dealing with some health issues, things like that, trying to get different family, home, legal things taken care of. That's just the nature of life, and it always will be. Just as so long as people realize that if you're strong, you keep going. If you're strong, you don't stop. In fact, they can be your best motivators. So that's always good to, people should know that. But as I said, I was going to keep this kind of short. So again, if you would like, share, comment on this. You may be listening to this on YouTube or on Spreaker or on iHeart or gobs of different programs out there. But I guess I'll be getting ready to sign off. I've got my little cat running under my feet because she's, a cat. So anyway, if there is any sunshine breaking through those clouds today, I want you to get out there and enjoy, get some of that, beautiful vitamin D into your system there, and make the most of the time you've got in the sun today possible. But as the sun sets behind the pines and the cedars into the deep woods and the shadows grow long, please make sure to look down your back carport. Look down that grove of trees. Look down past your neighbor's sheds. Maybe you'll see something strange, hear something strange, be compelled to wander off into those woods. I would think about that before I did that. But you know what? All of it falls back to fear. And don't forget that there is learning in fear. So until the next time, my friends, please don't forget to stay scared.